If you're closing in on retirement and having to make a decision about your Social Security, don't you think it would be better off to base that decision on fact, not fiction? Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who base these decisions based on years-old myths, and in this video, I want to debunk some of those myths so that you don't fall into the trap so many people have before you. But before we get there, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notifications bell so you can be alerted to when we post new videos. I completely understand the confusion in not wanting to go down this road about which one of these Social Security choices to make, the irrevocable decision, because there's 567 different choices to make. Where do we go? So I understand it. And I also understand that as you head into this next chapter of life and you have to make this choice, you have a particular expertise, right? You may have been a professional or a laborer, done whatever you've done for the last 30 or 40 years and done it very well. But this isn't the area of your expertise. And let me share with you a story of somebody who's very smart. He's an attorney out on the West Coast. I've spoken to him a few times, not even a client of mine, but we were chit-chatting. And he retired a number of years ago from a very successful practice and obviously very well educated. And as we were talking about retirement and investments, the conversation about Social Security came up. And he was completely unaware of the fact that his spouse, who is younger than he is, could have been collecting Social Security for the last 5 years, but he never got this advice from his existing advisor. I believe our industry's done a lousy job, really, of educating our own people who are educating you, right? The financial advisors in our industry, because they're not very well versed and they don't often give the right guidance. And sometimes they completely steer away from it because they don't want to look uneducated themselves. So when talking to the attorney, I told him he could go back to Social Security and collect some of that past revenue. And he was very glad that we had this conversation. But you don't want to be stuck in one of these traps, making one of these decisions where you give up money. So let me share with you 5 of the myths I have found over the over 30 years I've been in this business. But let me digress for just one moment, because really Social Security is just one part of an overall properly designed income plan that is hopefully going to set you up for the rest of your retirement. But I know Social Security is so important, so I have my latest book here, Don't Outlive Your Money in Retirement, 7 Key Steps. We're going to make available to you the second chapter, which is devoted just to Social Security. So if you go to the link below, I'll get you a free chapter of the book that is devoted just to Social Security, so you can get some more clarity about which one of these many options is best for you. So one of the myths that is out there is that all seniors believe they will get the same amount in Social Security. We've all paid taxes into it, right? But the reality is that 40% of people believe this myth. What Social Security does is take the highest 35 years of your working years and put it into their formula, their mix, to get your number. So everybody, even though we do pay taxes on the money we earn that at some point will turn into an income from Social Security, it's not all the same. The number 2 myth is, and we all know as we're going into this, making a decision with regards to our Social Security can be an irrevocable decision. We're going to live with it for the rest of our lives. But that's a myth. The number 2 myth is that you can't get a mulligan, right? But the reality is there is what is called a do-over. And if within the first 12 months you decide you want to withdraw that application, you can fill out Form SSA 521, pay back what you had gotten along with the form, and you can start all over again at some point in the future. The number 3 myth is that once you reach full retirement age, your benefits will go up. So let's digress for a moment. Let me take you to my screen for just a moment. So here is the definition of what full retirement age is, or FRA. If the year of your birth is between 1943 and 1954, then your full retirement age is 66. If you're born in 1960 or later, then your full retirement age is age 67. And anything in between, it's prorated. For instance, I'm born in 1955, so my full retirement age is 66 and 2 months. Now, the problem here is if you took your benefit before full retirement age, you took a bit of a haircut, okay? Now, you may think that because you're going to reach full retirement age that they'll bump you up. That's not the case. You're going to get locked in to the amount that you had taken originally. What's even worse than that is your spouse and his or her benefits may also be locked into that earlier number. So be careful if you are going to take it early. And by the way, you can take a look at our playlist on Social Security to learn more about when you should and when you shouldn't take your money at age 62. The 4th myth is that everyone should defer their filing. Now, we already mentioned age 66, 67, full retirement age, right? And that's that, you can max out if you wait till full retirement age. In what we call the penalty phase, you could take it as early as 62, but you're going to get a haircut. But if you wait till the bonus phase and defer it till as late as age 70, you could get more than what you would get at full retirement age. But a study was done recently by United Income, and the headline showed Americans lose trillions claiming Social Security at the wrong time. The study concluded that 96% of retirees chose the wrong year to tap Social Security, and that most people are better off waiting until 70 to claim, yet 43% of adults actually are better off claiming before age 70. So the best way to know when you should be taking Social Security is using one of the calculators. We've got 7 of them for our clients. There are some on the Social Security site as well. So do the homework before you make that decision. And the 5th myth is that the cost of living adjustment, the COLA, is guaranteed. In other words, you believe that if you're getting $2,500 a month this year, that it will definitely increase next year and every year thereafter. That is not the case. But let me digress for just a moment and share with you how valuable Social Security really is versus those who get a pension. Think about this for a moment. If you're getting a pension, and most don't anymore now if we retire now, unless we work for a municipality, the state, we're a teacher, a fireman, we typically don't get pensions. But if you are in that beneficial role of getting a pension, you more than likely will not be getting any cost of living increases or anything to adjust for inflation as you do get with Social Security. But it's not guaranteed you'll get it every year. Now, if you take a look at the history of COLAs for Social Security, and I'm going to take you to the screen right now. So as you can see on my screen, here is since 1975, the cost of living adjustments for Social Security. And if you take a look at 2009 and 10, and 2015, you'll see there was no cost of living. And actually, over the past 10 or 12 years, it's been a very nominal cost of living adjustment. But again, that's because inflation has been fairly nominal in the past 10 to 12 years. So don't necessarily plan for it to go up. So it's going to be very important to stay tuned to this channel where we will help you understand what to expect with Social Security and cost of living increases. Again, take a look at our playlist and make sure that you're making the Social Security choice that will help your household maximize the income that you need.